Let's look at this set. Coach John sat with the scorecards of Indian players from 3 games in one-day cricket tournament where the same set of players played for India and all the major batsmen got out. John summarized the batting performance through 3 diagrams, one for each game. The game against Pakistan, the game against South Africa, the game against Australia. In each diagram, the 3 outer triangles communicate the number of runs scored by the 3 top scorers from India. 3 top scores from India. So in the game against Pakistan, V, Y, and K totaled up to 198, which is 90% of team's total. So team scored a total of 220 runs. Against South Africa, the total was 175, which is 25% of the total runs. So team totaled 250 runs. And against Australia, the total is 192, which is 80% of the total runs. So team scored 240 runs. This is known, where K, R, S, V, Y represent KF, Rahul, Saurabh, Virender, and Yuvraj respectively. Okay, so these are also names of players given to us. The middle triangle in each diagram denotes the percentage of the total score that was scored by the top 3 Indian scorers in that game. No 2 players scored the same number of runs in the same game. Okay, no 2 players scored the same number of runs in the same game. So in a match, everybody has distinct scores. John also calculated 2 batting indices for each player based on the scores in the tournament. The R index of a batsman is the difference between his highest and the lowest scores in the 3 games, while M index is the middle number if his scores are arranged in a non-increasing order. Okay. So first, right off the bat, what we should be recording is the scores of the player in each match. Saurav, Virender, and Yuvraj. First match, second match, third match, R index and M index. These are the 5 metrics we should be recording. So match 1 was against Pakistan. Match 2 was against South Africa. Match 3 was against Australia. And then you have R index or M index. Now for the first match, we have the precise scores 28, 40, and 130. And we also know in this match, India scored a total of 220 runs. In the match against South Africa, KF had 51, Rahul had 49, Saurav had 75, and the total runs scored by India were 250. In the match against Australia, R had 55, S had 50, and Yuvraj had 87. The total runs scored by the team were 240. Now, because we were told that these were the scores of the top three scorers, you have to look at Rahul and Saurav in match 1. Their score has to be lower than 28. But how much score was left to be distributed? Out of 220, 198 has already been recorded. So their scores can lie anywhere in the range 0 to 22. In the South Africa match, 75 more runs can be scored by other players. But because the top 3 scores are mentioned, the scores of Virender and Yuvraj will lie in the range 0 to 48. And in the match against Australia, out of 240, 192 runs have been allocated. So 48 runs are left. 0 to 48. 0 to 48. Now looking at the potential R index. Now R index, if in the match against Australia, KF scored anywhere between 0 to 27, anywhere from 0 to 27, his R index, minimum R index is 28. His maximum R index will be 20. His maximum R index would be if he scores 48. So anything between 28 to 48 can be his R index. Additionally, his M index. Sorry. I have made a mistake. His highest score is definitely 51. His lowest score can be 0. So his highest R index can be 51. And his lowest R index can be when his lowest score is in the match against Pakistan. So 51 minus 20. 23 to 51. This will be his R index. For Rahul, his highest score is 55, lowest possible score is 0, so 55. And the minimum possible R index would be when he scores 22 in the match against Pakistan. So his R index will either is 33 to 55. For Saurav, his highest R index is 75. His lowest R index is 75 minus 22 or 53. For Virender, his highest R index is 130. His lowest R index is 130 minus 48 or 82. For Yuvraj, his highest R index is 87. And the lowest R index is, if his lowest score is if he scores a score between 41 to 48 in South Africa match, his lowest score would be 40. So 87 minus 40, 47 to 87. All the R indexes, ranges for R index is known. For M index, the middle score, see if he scores anything between 0 to 27, his middle score will be 28. Anything higher than 28, his middle score can go all the way up until 48. So this will be his M index for CAF. For Rahul, it is clearly 49 is going to be M index. See, M index and R index are named for range index and middle score index. So middle score is definitely going to be 49. So 49 is known. For Saurabh, the middle score will definitely be 50. So that is known. For Virender, the middle score could be anything from 0 to 48. This is also known uniquely. For Yuvraj, the middle score could be anything from 40 to 48. 40 to 48. Now, in all this, please pay attention. We are not told that all the scorers in the team are only these five people. There could be other people. So, especially in the match against South Africa, see, 75 more runs need to be scored. 75 more runs need to be scored. But Virender can potentially score 1 run. Yuvraj can score 1 run. And the remaining scores are taken care of by the other people. Remaining score is taken care of by the other people. That possibility also exists. Please do not discount that possibility. Okay. With all this data in front of us, let us get to individual questions. How much can Yuvraj score against South Africa? Against South Africa, his score can lie in the range 0 to 48. So all these are gone. Only option A survives. That is correct. Next, for how many Indian players is it possible to calculate the exact M index? The exact M index is available for Rahul and Saurav only. So 2. Next, among the players mentioned, who can have the lowest R index from the tournament? Lowest R index. I can see CAF can have the lowest R index if he has 23 and everybody else is definitely higher than 23. So CAF can have the lowest R index. Can Rahul have the lowest R index? Yes, Rahul can also have the lowest R index. If CAF is at 51, Saurav, Virender, and Yuvraj are at 87, 55, everything. And he is at 33 only. Then Rahul can also have lowest R index. Can Saurav have lowest R index? No. Regardless of what you do with Saurav, look at his lowest possible R index. It is greater than CAF's lowest R index, highest R index, which means R index of CAF will always be lower than that of Saurav. Similarly, for Virender, his lowest R index is 82. CAF's highest R index is 51. So Virender's R index will always be higher than CAF's R index. So not possible. But for Yuvraj, his lowest R index is 47. CAF's lowest R index is highest R index is 51. So Yuvraj can possibly have an R index which is lower than that of CAF or lower than that of Rahul, lower than that of Saurav, lower than that of Virender. So Yuvraj can also potentially have the lowest R index. So the three people you have identified are these three, CAF, Rahul, and Yuvraj. Therefore, the correct answer here has to be A. Last question. How many players among those listed definitely scored less than Yuvraj in the top? Okay. Looking at the total possible scores for every player. For CAF, we have 51 plus 48, 99, 99, 51 plus 48, 99, 99 plus 27 is 127 is the maximum. And minimum is 51 to 51 plus 28, which is 79. his total score will be in this range. For Rahul, we have 55 plus 22 is 77. 77 plus 49 is 126. Maximum is 126. Minimum is 22 less, 104. For Saurav, I have 125 plus 22, so 147 and 22 less than this is 125. For Virender, the highest possible total score for him is 226 and minimum is of course 130. And for Yuvraj, the highest possible score would be 88 plus 87. 88 plus 87, so 15, 175. And minimum would be 48 less than this, so 127. So as of now, we have gotten all our ranges. Now see, even if Yuvraj scored his lowest possible run total, 127, even if he scored his lowest possible run total, 127, can I be certain he has scored more than Rahul? Because the highest possible total score for Rahul is also lower than 127. We can't be certain when it comes to CAF. Maybe both of them end up at 127. We can't be certain for Saurav because maybe Saurav ends up scoring more than Yuvraj. We can't be certain for Virender. Maybe Virender ends up scoring more than Yuvraj. But only in the case of Rahul are we certain that Yuvraj has definitely scored more than Rahul. Therefore, the answer to the last question is option B1, and that is the entirety of the set. This is a former year CAT set. I think CAT 2004, and all this required was recording data in the table appropriately. Once you're done with that, everything else falls into place. That will be all for this.